Hi, Andrew McNair here. We're continuing our video series on investing, so thanks for tuning in. I was recently speaking to a college-age family member, and I asked him if he was saving. And he said, saving? Sure, I do it all the time. And I said, well, tell me more about it. And he said, Andrew, I save, then 6 months from now, I spend it later. And I laughed and I said, that's not saving, that's delayed spending. Saving is only storing your money. On the other hand, investing is all about multiplying your money and putting your money to work for you. In this video, I'm here to talk to you about why investing is better than saving. Too many times, our generation of millennials and Gen Zs are actually not investing, they're just saving. So first, let's talk about saving products. Savings accounts, money markets, and CDs and certificates and deposits are not designed to beat inflation or provide a return that is exponentially powerful so you can retire on the funds. And in my office, that provides financial advising we call CDs. CDs stand for Certificates of Disappointment. These accounts are great for your emergency fund that we encourage everyone to have, but if you want to invest your money so you can multiply it, this is not the place. Think about saving as only a parking spot for your money. If you don't begin investing, you're more likely to have someone convince you to take it from you and your parking spot to their parking place where everyone is marketing to you. If you're delayed spending and you're parking your money there, it's just a matter of time till you spend it on some large expenditure. So why is investing so important? Because inflation is so serious. Inflation is a silent tax where things get more expensive over time and the dollar loses value. A tide is rising while you're standing still, and having savings in the bank allows you to float, but as the tide rises, you begin to drown. Your money will depreciate with inflation if it's not invested properly. A 1 to 2% return in your money market just isn't going to keep up with inflation, especially at the rate that supplies and costs are increasing. Now, people don't think about this, but inflation risk needs to be considered when evaluating conservative investments, such as bonds, bond funds, and money market funds, and checking accounts and savings accounts compared to long-term investments. While your investment may post gains over time, it may actually be losing value if it does not at least keep pace with the rate of inflation. Investing creates the opportunity for your money to grow faster than prices are increasing. Next, let's look at this chart. Notice what over time the US dollar has decreased in value while investments like gold, bonds, and stocks have increased. I really want to close with a few words from Solomon. Here's the wisest man who ever lived thousands of years, and we're still listening to his advice. He wrote most of Proverbs. You may say, Andrew, I thought we were talking about investing. Why do you keep bringing up the Bible into investing? People have been investing for thousands of years, and there's a lot you can learn from these time-tested proverbs and advice. We see in Ecclesiastes, it says, cast your bread upon the waters, for you will find it after many days. So Solomon, the wisest man again who's ever lived, is saying, throw your bread on the water, take a risk. Don't just hoard it in a savings account, and you'll get more results than keeping the bread safe. A few verses down, Ecclesiastes 11:6 says, in the morning, sow your seed, and at evening withhold not your hand, for you do not know which will prosper, this or that, or whether both alike will all be good. This is referring to the principle of sowing and reaping. Life is uncertain and nothing is guaranteed, so you shouldn't hesitate to give to others and invest in different ventures because you don't know which one will succeed. The worst thing you can do is to do nothing and play it safe. I encourage families to save and invest 20% of their income because even if you make financial blunders, by saving 20% and starting early, it gives you the ability to make those risky adventures. I want to close with a parable from Jesus that has a similar principle. Jesus taught the parable of the talents, where a man gives money to 3 different servants before he goes on a journey. 2 of the servants trade and make a profit until they actually each double their money they were given. The master returns and praises these 2 servants, but the 3rd servant did nothing. He says, I was afraid and I went and hid your talent in the ground, and here you have what is yours. And on the surface, he didn't lose their money. He didn't lose the master's money, but he calls him wicked and slothful because he didn't even try. And the master says, you ought to have invested my money with the bankers, and at my coming I should have received what was mine with interest. And the servant is punished. The master's reaction sounds pretty harsh at first, but being a wise steward means putting your skills, talents, and money to work to get your money moving in the right direction for your future. You have to get it off the sidelines. You have to get it off the lazy couch that's been eating bonbons this whole time. Sitting in cash, money markets, and savings accounts won't work. Your money has to be moving to retain its value. It can't be stagnant. So one key financial habit that we've covered today is don't just save. Invest. It's not what you make, it's what you keep and save and invest that counts. It's less about the number of dollars that you saved and more about the strategies that you use with your savings. So get your money off the sidelines and start investing today. You may be asking, where do I start? Great question. We've been releasing a series of short videos on investing basics, so go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to check them all out today. If you want to learn more about how I built my wealth and how I ended up giving it away, check out my new book, The Giving Crisis, by going to richyoungpowerful.com/book. That's richyoungpowerful.com/book. Also, be sure to check out my podcast, Rich, Young, and Powerful. And you can hear on iTunes and Spotify and Stitcher other philanthropists in their story about amassing their fortunes and how they're giving it away to awesome ministries. So until next time, remember to invest your life into something that will outlive it. Now that's living to give.